Welcome to Formula World. I'm your host Dylan Shelley, and here's what's on this episode. First up on Formula World, the only reason Alonso left F1. Fernando Alonso's time in F1 has come to an end, and when asked to look at his time and assess his decision to leave, he had the following to say: "I have won more races than I dreamed of when I came here, and this part of my career is done. It was a success. I have ticked the box. I need to go for another tick and find another box to fill. That's the only reason. If I had only done 5 or 6 seasons in F1 and I still had a lot of energy, I would stay despite the results, better or worse. But after 17 years and after achieving everything here, I think it's the right moment." And again, touching on the potential for a comeback to F1, Alonso admitted that while it's possible, it's unlikely. By 2021, it will be a bit too late. I do not know for sure because it is too difficult to know how you will feel in 2 weeks, let alone 2 years from now. To have the energy to start over again and dedicate yourself completely to something when you're 39 or 40, it's going to be more difficult than now. It's not something I am planning. Ricciardo, I changed overtaking in F1. Daniel Ricciardo has had a less than ideal 2018 season, and it will also mark the end of his career with Red Bull Racing. And when asked to look back on his favourite times with the Austrian team, Ricciardo quickly jumped to his 2014 season and how he believes he potentially shaped overtaking in F1. I feel 2014 didn't just shape me and my approach from then on, it changed the level of overtaking from other guys in the sport as well. I really believe that. Not many people were doing that, coming from a long way back and trying big passing moves. Maybe they learned from me and the way I was racing, so perhaps I set a new level and showed people what was possible. And the drivers that were telling me to try it were trying it. I realize that sounds a bit cocky, but I really do believe that. Not saying all of them can do it, but at least more of them are trying. Prost, Mick Schumacher surprised me. 4-time world champion Alain Prost has come out with some positive comments about Mick Schumacher and suggested that it would be better to see the young German drive in F2 before trying his luck in F1. Mick surprised me this year. The final part of the season was incredibly impressive and he was driving under a lot of pressure. The name alone is a lot of pressure, but the boy is really on it. It will be more interesting to see him in Formula 2. In Formula 2 we will see how good he is. He has a good chance there and it would be incredible fun to see him in F1, as a driver but above all on the human side. Fast feed! Polish driver Robert Kubica is expected to be announced as a Williams driver for 2019 in the coming days, reportedly bringing with him over $10 million worth of backing. Stoffel Vandoorne has admitted that while his time in F1 has been sentimental, that it's the right time to say goodbye to this chapter in my career. And according to Alonso, thanks to some testing of experimental parts, he believes McLaren's 2019 car will definitely be more competitive. At least 7 female racing drivers, including Sauber test driver Tatiana Calderon, will take part in a Formula E test in Saudi Arabia. Mick Schumacher and Sebastian Vettel will team up for Germany in the upcoming Race of Champions. And Formula 3 driver Sophia Flörsch vows to come back after a successful spine surgery following her horrific crash at the Macau Grand Prix. Formula World fans react, Ocon versus Verstappen. In the previous episode of Formula World, I asked you who you thought was at fault in the Verstappen and Ocon incident at the previous Grand Prix, and the results are in. While the results are divided, it's pretty clear that the majority of you believe that Esteban Ocon was at fault for the incident, with 75% of you voting for him, while there's still a quarter of you that do believe Verstappen was at fault. Did Ricciardo change overtaking in F1? Be sure to vote in the poll by clicking the eye icon in the top right corner of this video and let me know what you think in the comments. And a special thanks to Blaze Hope and KC Croker and Fletcher Brody for becoming Formula World members and helping support the channel. And if you like this video, feel free to subscribe and check out my other videos for all the latest in the world of Formula 1.